Is it really possible to become an AI engineer in 90 days? Yes, but only if you follow a proven system. This video breaks down the exact weekly plan. We'll cover what to learn, what to build, and most importantly, what to ignore. In the next few minutes, you'll get the complete roadmap. We'll cover the one cloud skill that separates top candidates, the three portfolio projects that actually get a recruiter's attention, and the single biggest mistake that wastes the first 30 days for most beginners. And let's start right there with that mistake. Most people believe they need to spend a month drowning in deep learning theory and complex math. This is a trap. The fastest path is not theory first, it's API first. You should be building your first simple AI application within 7 days using pre-built tools from Hugging Face or OpenAI. This builds critical momentum and proves you can deliver value, which is what employers actually care about. The deep theory can and should come later. Second, you need to master MLOps. This is not about knowing a specific cloud platform like AWS or Azure. It's about the process of taking a machine learning model from a laptop and deploying it into a real production environment where customers can use it. A chef who can cook a great meal at home is one thing, but a chef who can design a repeatable system to serve that same meal at 1,000 restaurants a night, that is a completely different skill level. That is what MLOps enables for AI. It's the skill that turns a cool experiment into a reliable business product, and it's what companies are desperate to hire for. Third, your portfolio needs to solve a real problem, not just clone a popular tool. Recruiters have seen hundreds of basic chatbot clones and image classifiers. These projects show you can follow a tutorial, but they do not prove you can think. The real opportunity is in building systems that handle messy, real-world data. For example, instead of a generic chatbot, build a retrieval augmented generation system that can read a company's internal technical documents, hundreds of messy PDFs, and answer specific questions from them. That project does not just show you know AI, it shows you know how to create business value. Finally, while Python is essential, it is not the skill that gets you the senior level salary. The real differentiator is AI system design. Knowing Python is like knowing how to lay bricks. It is a fundamental construction skill, but AI system design is being the architect. The architect decides where the walls go, how the systems connect, and ensures the entire structure is scalable and efficient. Can you decide between real-time or batch processing for a specific use case? Do you know when to use a vector database? These architectural decisions are far more valuable than just writing code, because they determine the success or failure of the entire project. These three areas, MLOps, business-focused projects, and system design, are the pillars of your first 60 days. But knowing what to learn is only half the battle. So, how do you structure your time to master these skills without getting lost? Now, we are going to break down the exact weekly plan that gets you there. Alright, let's get into the 90-day roadmap. This is not about memorizing algorithms, it's about building tangible skills week by week. We will divide this into three phases: the API first sprint, the builder phase, and the professional polish. Phase 1, weeks 1 through 4, is all about momentum. The goal here is to kill the idea that you need months of theory before you can build anything. You start by using powerful, pre-built AI models. Week 1 is your first victory. You will build and deploy a simple AI application using a pre-built API. Forget training your own model. Your entire goal is to take an idea, like a simple text summarizer, and make it accessible via a web link. Use the OpenAI API with GPT-4o or a similar model. You will write less than 50 lines of Python using a framework like FastAPI and deploy it for free. This first week is not about complexity, it is about proving you can ship a working AI product. It is the fastest way to build the confidence you need for the journey ahead. Week 2, you will tackle a concept that powers most modern AI systems: embeddings. Think of embeddings as a GPS for words. They turn text into coordinates, placing words with similar meanings close together in a massive virtual space. This week, you will use a model from Hugging Face to convert text into these embedding vectors and store them in a vector database. This is the core skill behind semantic search, the ability to search by meaning, not just keywords. Now here is the first major pattern interrupt. Most tutorials stop there. They show you the concept, but not the business value. You will not. In week 3, you will use this knowledge to build your first high-value portfolio project, a retrieval augmented generation or RAG system. Imagine a librarian who reads all the relevant books before answering your question. That is RAG. It combines the power of a large language model with your own specific data. You will build a system that can answer questions from a set of documents like a company's internal knowledge base. This project alone is more impressive to a recruiter than 10 generic chatbot clones. Week 4 is your introduction to MLOps or machine learning operations. This is where most aspiring AI engineers fail. They can build a model on their laptop, but they cannot deploy it reliably. Remember the chef analogy? This is the skill of designing the restaurant system, not just cooking one meal. You will take the RAG application you built and containerize it using Docker. This ensures it runs the same way anywhere, from your laptop to a cloud server. This single skill, containerization, is a non negotiable for almost any serious AI engineering role. If you are getting value from this breakdown, hit that subscribe button. We release career focused AI guides like this every single week to help you separate the signal from the noise. You are about to enter the most critical phase of this roadmap. That brings us to phase 2, weeks 5 through 8, the builder phase. This is where you move from using other people's systems to building and managing your own, more complex solutions in the cloud. Weeks 5 and 6 are your cloud deep dive. You will choose one major platform, either Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, or Azure, and learn its core AI services. But here is the contrarian truth. You do not need to learn all 30 services they offer. You need to master just 3 things: how to manage data storage, how to deploy a containerized application, and how to use their managed AI services like AWS SageMaker or Azure Machine Learning. You will take your RAG project from week 4 and deploy it to the cloud, making it scalable and robust. This demonstrates you can handle enterprise-grade infrastructure. In weeks 7 and 8, you will build your second major portfolio piece, an AI agent. Think of an agent as a digital employee with a specific job description. It can use tools, make decisions, and complete multi-step tasks. For example, you could build an agent that receives an email from a customer, understands the customer's intent, checks a database for their order status, and then drafts a personalized reply. This project showcases your ability in AI system design. It forces you to answer critical architectural questions. Do you use a powerful model like GPT-4o for complex reasoning, but a cheaper, faster model for simple classification tasks? How do you handle errors and ensure the agent stays on track? A project like this, which saved a hypothetical company 21 hours of manual work per week, is what separates you from bootcamp graduates. This brings us to our second pattern interrupt. The engineers who get stuck are the ones who just keep building projects without refining them. They have a GitHub profile full of half-finished experiments. The engineers who get hired have 1 or 2 deeply polished, well-documented projects that solve a real business problem. Quality over quantity, always. Finally, we have phase 3, weeks 9 through 12, the professional polish. This is where you sharpen your skills, refine your brand, and prepare for the job market. Week 9 is dedicated to a specific high-leverage skill, fine-tuning. Most people think you need to fine-tune models all the time. The reality is 90% of business problems are better solved with clever prompting and a solid RAG system. But knowing that other 10%, knowing when fine-tuning is necessary, is a senior-level insight. You will take a smaller, open-source model and fine-tune it on a specific dataset to improve its performance on a niche task. This shows you understand how to optimize for both cost and performance. Week 10 is pure AI system design. Go back to the architect versus bricklayer analogy. This week, you stop laying bricks. You will take your 2 portfolio projects and create detailed architectural diagrams for them. You will justify every choice you made. Why did you choose a specific vector database? What are the trade-offs of your deployment strategy? You will practice explaining these decisions out loud. This is what you will be asked in a senior-level interview, not to write a sorting algorithm on a whiteboard. Week 11 is about packaging and selling your skills. You will rebuild your resume from scratch. Every bullet point must be a quantified achievement, not built an AI agent, but developed a customer service agent that automated the processing of 3,250 support tickets, reducing average response time by 45%. You will also refine your GitHub portfolio, ensuring each project has a clear readme file explaining the problem, the solution, and the business impact. Week 12 is your final exam, interview preparation. You will focus exclusively on 2 types of interviews: the system design interview and the behavioral interview. Find mock interview platforms and practice explaining your architectural decisions under pressure. Prepare stories that demonstrate your problem solving skills, your ability to collaborate, and your understanding of business value. This is the final step in transitioning from someone who can code to a professional engineer who can deliver results. Now, let's talk about the gap between following a plan and getting results. This is where most people get stuck. The biggest mistake is trying to make your first project perfect. You spend weeks trying to build a flawless system, and in the end, you have nothing to show for it. I learned this the hard way on an early project. We tried to build a sophisticated recommendation engine from scratch, aiming for 99% accuracy. We spent 3 months debating algorithms and optimizing code. The result? We never launched. The project was cancelled because it delivered zero business value. We were so focused on the technical ideal that we failed the first, most important test, shipping something that works. That failure taught me a critical lesson. Done is better than perfect. The proof is in the results that get people hired. Recruiters do not want to see a complex, half-finished project on your GitHub. They want to see a simple, end-to-end system that is fully deployed and solves a real problem. Think about it from their perspective. They are looking at a candidate who shipped a simple RAG system that works versus a candidate who has a complex agent that is 80% done. They will always bet on the person who has proven they can finish and deliver value. We see this in testimonials all the time, where hiring managers say they were impressed not by the complexity of a project, but by the fact that it was well documented, deployed, and had a clear business purpose. So here is the pro tip for scaling your career, not just your systems. Adopt a minimum viable product mindset for your portfolio. Your goal for any project should be to get a working version deployed in less than 2 weeks. It can be simple, it can be basic, but it must be complete. Once it is live, you can then iterate on it. Add features, improve accuracy, and write about your process. This iterative approach is what senior engineers do. It demonstrates maturity, a focus on results, and an understanding of how real-world software is built. While everyone else is stuck in a loop of endless tutorials and unfinished projects, you will be building a portfolio of proven, shipped products. That is your single greatest advantage. At the start of this video, I asked if it was really possible to become an AI engineer in 90 days. The roadmap we just covered is the system that makes it possible, but knowing the path and walking the path are two different things. Your next step is not to watch another video or read another article. It is to start week 1, today. Take 1 hour, get an API key from OpenAI or a similar service, and deploy a simple text summarizer using FastAPI. This first small victory is the most important step. It builds the momentum you need for the next 89 days. The people who succeed are the ones who move from learning to doing. The plan is clear, the opportunity is massive. If this breakdown helped you, consider subscribing. Our next video dives deep into the portfolio projects that actually get recruiters' attention. You will not want to miss it.